Building in public is everywhere right now. It is something that is celebrated and encouraged. It's practically a strategy in itself. You share your process, you bring people along, and you let your audience watch you build in real time. There is something genuinely valuable about doing that. So I'm not here to tell you that it doesn't work. However, there could be a moment when building in public stops being about documentation and starts being about a performance. It can quietly kill the thing that you're trying to build before it ever has a chance to thrive. So let's look at which approach is actually serving you and how to know the difference. Remember, the goal is never to be seen building. The goal is to build something worth seeing. Before we get into the argument, I want to make sure that we're talking about the same thing here because building in public means more than most people think when they first hear it. So the version most people are familiar with is the entrepreneurial version. You are building a product, a service, a platform, a brand, and you share the journey in real time. You share the process, the decisions, the wins, the setbacks, among other things. Your audience then becomes a witness to the thing being built. They aren't just, recipients of the finished product or service that you want to offer. That is, in a nutshell, what building in public is in the business sense. And it has become enormously popular, especially online. But there is a second dimension to this that applies to everyone, not just entrepreneurs or content creators. And it is what I would call the personal version of building in public. So basically, you are building in public when you tell people in your life what you're working towards before you get there. You are building in public when you announce a goal, when you share your plan, let's say at the dinner table. You are building in public when you put your vision out there into the world before you have anything to show for it. You are building in public when you leave a job, when you change a path or pursue something that matters to you and decide, consciously or not, how much of that process the people around you get to see in real time. Both versions or forms of building in public, both have real advantages and both carry, obviously, risks that most people don't examine fully before they start sharing. So this video will focus primarily on the entrepreneurial and content creation side of this. But if you're someone who is quietly working towards something personal and trying to decide how much to share with the people around you, then the framework applies to you as well. The questions are pretty much the same. The trade-offs, are pretty much the same. So the only thing that changes really is the audience. So let's start with the case for building in public. It deserves a real argument before we kind of complicate things. There are genuine and strategic reasons why building in public works. I want to give this its full due, before we dive into the risks. When your audience is your clientele, when the people watching your journey are the same people who will eventually buy from you or hire you or work with you, then building in public creates something that is very hard to manufacture after the fact. It creates trust and intimacy and a sense of investment in your success that turns followers into advocates before you've launched anything. People who watch you feel like they are part of it. And that feeling is one of the most powerful forces in building a loyal audience. I know that there are people in this channel, for example, who've been with me from the very beginning. It also creates accountability because when you make a public statement or a commitment, it carries a very different weight than making a private commitment. When you tell 1,000 people that you're working on something, the bar for abandoning that thing, that project is set higher. For certain personalities, that type of pressure is fuel. So that's something to consider. The visibility motivates the output. The audience is the reason to keep going on days when internal motivation isn't enough. Let's also talk about transparency because audiences, especially today, are drawn to realness. They are drawn to the process, not just the result. They are drawn to the person behind the thing, not just the thing itself. So building in public, when it is done well, gives people access to that. It makes you human and it makes your journey relatable. And it builds a community around a shared experience rather than a finished product. I know this firsthand because this channel basically is a form of building in public. People who have been here from the beginning can see the evolution They get a glimpse into the content, the direction, the decisions, the positioning, the growth. And that transparency is real and it means something. It doesn't, like I didn't choose this strategically, obviously, because I'm just living my life, right? So I have seen what building in public does when done right. People wouldn't have, let's say, bought my roadmap to career coaching if I were talking from, I don't know, my bedroom in Idaho, which I've never been to. So the question is not whether building in public has value. It does. The question is what happens when it goes wrong. And it can go wrong in many, many ways that are very specific and very hard to see from the inside. There is a version of building in public that is a strategy. And then there's a version that is just a performance. And they can look very identical until they do not. I want to tell you about someone I've followed online since the beginning of 2026. She was a woman who was expanding her platform and starting new business ventures. She was ambitious, full of energy, wanting to do everything at once. And she was everywhere: podcast, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And I was genuinely motivated by her. There was something exciting about watching someone be so out there, so committed, so visible in motion, sharing everything. She had plans. She had announcements. She shared story after story on Instagram. I felt like I was watching a TV show, literally. She had a bio full of things that she was building and becoming. And I remember thinking, oh my God, she will burn out quickly. Despite her talent, hard work, and vision, she was moving faster than her foundation could support. Wanting to do too many things at once is one of the fastest way to kill momentum. Ambition is amazing, and I will be the first person to tell you that. But to translate that ambition into the real world, you need execution, and execution requires focus, and focus requires choosing. When you're building in public across 10 different directions simultaneously, you are not building 10 things. You are performing 10 things, and there's a difference. So here's what happens when building in public falls into performance. You start to feel the pressure to show movement, to show that you're doing something. Why? Because you have conditioned your audience to expect it. And also because you have rushed your announcements. So any silence afterward will feel like failure. So what do? You create content about what you're building instead of building it. You update the bio, you make the announcement, you talk about the vision, and slowly, without meaning to, the documentation becomes the product. The performance of entrepreneurship replaces the actual work of being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is genuinely hip right now, being a founder, a creator, a builder. These are identities that people want to inhabit, and building in public can feed that desire in a way that feels productive but isn't always productive. You give yourself the titles. You keep producing the content, but the metrics that actually matter, your revenue, your clients, your results, the real traction, they get all buried under the noise of social media performance. And there's another cost that is more personal. When you build in public, you hand people your original blueprint, and blueprints are hard to change once people have seen them. When you pivot, and you will pivot because building anything requires pivoting. When you pivot, you owe the audience an explanation. When you change your mind, there is a version of it that needs to be managed publicly. When things don't go the way that you say they would, the gap between what you announced and what is actually happening is visible, whether you like it or not. And that visibility is not always useful. Sometimes it is just unnecessary pressure. And pressure on an unfinished thing can deform it before it ever has a chance to become what it was supposed to be. Which brings me to the other side of this and my own honest experience with it. I have always preferred to build privately and let the results speak for themselves. That is not a personality quirk. I don't think so. It's just a deliberate choice. And I want to walk you through exactly why I made it. When I built my first thing, which is this YouTube channel and eventually my coaching program, Roadmap to Korea, I did not make an announcement. I did not share the process in real time. I didn't tell people that I was working on it. I only invited 3 people I selected through a Google form I put out. They went through the program with me for free in exchange for reviews and feedback. Then I refined the program and I made it available to the general public. And the decision to go that route came from something that I understood about myself early on. I am more useful to people when I can walk them from A to Z as opposed to inviting them to watch me figure out where Z is. Okay. So on one hand, you can have content built on a live feed from someone building something amid uncertainty. And on the other hand, you have a clear, honest, retrospective account of a journey with all the texture and all the lessons learned. I have personally always believed that the second one serves people better because I have, hindsight, and I have the ability to tell someone not just what happened, but what it meant, what I learned, where I went wrong, and how I corrected it. At least that's the way I like to tell stories. Building in silence also does something for the person building that I think is underrated. It removes the audience from the equation at the most fragile stage. When something is new, when you don't yet know if it's going to work out, when you are still figuring out its shape, having an audience watching introduces a variable that can distort the process. You start making decisions for the audience rather than for the thing itself. You optimize for how it looks instead of how it works. You hesitate to pivot because pivoting publicly requires explanation. When I am the only one with all the information, I can navigate uncertainty with full freedom. I can change my mind without managing anyone else's expectations. I can abandon a direction without it becoming a story. And when something does work, when I have something real to show, I can share it with the receipt already in hand. That to me is the most honest and most useful thing that I can offer someone. Not the process in real time, but the process in retrospect with the clarity that only comes after you've been through it. My goal has never been to be seen. It has been to be helpful, and helpfulness, at least the way I understand it, requires knowing what happened before you tell someone about it. Okay, so let me ask you, right? When you share what you're building, whether it's a business, a project, a goal, or something that you're working toward, who are you sharing it for? Is it genuinely for your audience, for your community, for the people who will benefit from watching the journey, or is it partly for you? Are you sharing it because it feels more real, more committed, more legitimate? Both are honest answers, neither is wrong, but they lead to very different strategies. And confusing one for the other is where a lot of people get into trouble. Okay, so how do you actually decide building in public or not? Because the answer is not the same for everyone, and choosing the wrong approach for your personality or your business model or your stage of building can actually cost you in ways that take a long time to recover. Okay, so I am now going to tell you which approach is better. I am going to give you 3 questions, and your answers will actually tell you more than I can. So the first question is, who is your audience and are they your clientele? If the people watching you on your journey are the same people who will eventually work with you or buy from you, building in public has real strategic value. Their investment in your process translates into investment into your product. But if you're building in public to an audience that will never be your customer, if you are performing the journey for people who are entertained by it but not served by it, you may be spending energy that belongs somewhere else. The second question is, do you have the psychological resilience for a live audience on an unfinished thing? This is not a judgment, okay? It is a genuine compatibility question. Building in public requires a specific kind of comfort with being seen in the messy middle, being seen not knowing, being seen pivoting in front of people, managing the gap between what you said you were building and what is actually, happening. If uncertainty is already hard for you to sit with privately, adding an audience does not help. It amplifies it. And if you find yourself performing momentum rather than building momentum, that is a sign the approach is not compatible with where you are right now. The third question, and this is the most important one, is, are you sharing because it serves them or because it validates you? There is a version of building in public that is genuinely generous, that documents honesty and teaches in real life, in real time, and brings people into the process so they can learn from you. And there's a version that is about being seen, being acknowledged, being accountable by an external audience because the internal accountability isn't quite enough yet. So one is a strategy, the other one is a need. So which one is driving you? If this is making you think differently about how you share or don't share what you're building, If identity behind the decisions, not just the decision themselves, is something that you want to think more about, then this channel is exactly what you need. So subscribe for more. Underneath all these three questions is one principle that I think holds regardless of which approach you choose. And it's one I want to leave you with. Whether you build publicly or privately, there is one metric that matters above all the others. And it is certainly not the follower count, the engagement, the number of people who watched you build it, or the applause when you launched it. The metric that matters is, are you actually building? Is the thing getting done? Is there real progress happening underneath the content, the announcement, the journey post? The documentation is not the product. The audience is not the proof. The visibility is not the validation. Build the thing first, build it with honesty, build it well, build it in whatever environment allows you to do your best work, and then decide how much of the process the world needs to see. Because remember, the goal was never to be seen building. The goal was to build something worth seeing. So take very good care of yourselves, and you'll see me in the next video. Bye.